What's it like to contact a lawyer? I often tell people that my biggest competitor is not other lawyers. My biggest competitor is people's fear of talking to a lawyer. And so in this video, I want to talk to you about what it's like when you contact me, or this is true probably for a lot of lawyers. First of all, I am a small business lawyer. Sometimes people call me a corporate lawyer, which is also true. And I help people with business risk management and technology risk management. When you call me, what we're going to do is probably set up an appointment to meet. Now, I have a website you can go to. It's iowabusinesslawyer.com. And when you go to that website, there's a button in the top corner. You can click to contact me. And on that page, you'll see my phone number, my address, and then also a form where you can see my calendar and you can pick a time that works for both of us. And so you pick a time that you like, you enter in your email address and phone number and a little detail about the appointment. And then I collect one more piece of information, which I'm going to get to in more detail in a moment, but that's I ask if this is about a lawsuit. Then you hit submit. It sends me an email, puts it on my calendar. It sends you an email and instructions on how to add it to your calendar. You can also find a contact form. So if you don't need to pick a time right now, but you do want to reach out to me, you can fill out that contact form. That contact form asks for details about what we're going to talk about, and then also it does ask that important question on if it's related to a lawsuit. Now, one of the things that I need to know before we talk is there some critical deadline that's involved? And if there's a lawsuit going on, there's two pieces of information that I'm going to need. If someone has served you papers, then that means the clock is ticking. You have a certain amount of time that you have to respond in order to not lose your chance to defend yourself in trial. So if you say this is about a lawsuit, I want to know that, first of all, that it is a lawsuit and what kinds of time limits we have. The second thing that I need to know about contacting me about a lawsuit is who the other party is. So if you're having a dispute with somebody, maybe you think you might want to start a lawsuit and sue them. Well, I need to know who the other person is. Call this a conflict check. And every attorney is going to talk to you about this, whether it's a lawsuit or something maybe not quite as severe. So those are some pieces of information that I need to know. Then what happens is whether you call, whether you email me through the website form, or whether you book an appointment directly, or even if you just happen to pop into my office, what's going to happen is you're probably going to meet with my paralegal. So I have an awesome paralegal who can answer a lot of your questions. They can listen to she can listen to your problems, and she can help understand what's going on. A paralegal is not a secretary. Sometimes people think that a paralegal is a secretary. They're not. A paralegal is a trained legal professional who has done a lot of education, although not quite as much as a lawyer, and therefore they understand a lot about the law. However, they cannot give legal advice. The reason why I do this is because a lot of times people contact me and they want to ask me legal questions, but A, they don't want to pay me. That's usually what they're aiming for, is free advice. But also, two, they haven't signed a representation agreement. And so that means that we have not created an agreement that basically says, I'm your attorney, that we get the attorney-client privilege, that basically my malpractice insurance kicks in case I give you bad advice. So without a representation agreement, it's very risky for me to give you legal advice. So by meeting with my paralegal, then she can get the basics of the matter understood and let you know if we can help you or not. And then if it looks like something we want to work together on, then I'll come in either during that appointment or we'll set up a follow-up appointment. And this is actually not unlike your doctor. When you go to the doctor's office and you go in, usually you start out by meeting with a nurse. If we decide to work together, then typically what I do is I do a flat fee for most of the services that I provide. So since my law firm is about business risk management and technology risk management, then oftentimes we see a lot of the same types of situations over and over again. And so what we'll do is we will send you a representation agreement, and it'll say, we talked to you about this. We are going to help you with this problem. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And then we'll tell you right off the bat that it's going to be a flat fee of this amount of money. Some projects are very custom, and we cannot do a flat fee. And so in that case, what we do is we estimate. We'll also tell you if you add more services on, then we charge a certain amount per hour. And then also, too, sometimes there's fees, court fees, filing fees, registration fees, things like that. We'll list those. And that way you usually have either a set predefined amount of money that you know you're going to spend or a rough estimate that's going to get you close. That way there's no surprises, because who likes surprise bills, right? And frankly, that is why a lot of people don't call lawyers, because they're afraid that every minute is costing them money. And that's not exactly untrue. Most lawyers do bill in 0.1 hour increments, which is 6-minute increments. Because small business owners, probably like you, care deeply about how much something's going to cost, 75% of the time, we give you a flat fee. And that way you know, beginning to end, this is how much it's going to cost. And we'll tell you exactly this is what's included. If you want to do something else, you want to add it on, it'll be more. But that way you have the control and the power to say, okay, yes, I can afford that, or no, I cannot. Also, too, my law firm, most of the client meetings are free. So when you schedule an appointment with us, we don't charge you anything for an initial consultation. That said, sometimes people say, I have legal questions, I need to meet with a lawyer, and I want legal advice. In that case, we know that it's usually a quick, simple matter. And so before the meeting, we send you the representation agreement. We do send you a bill, and then we sit down in the conference room or on the phone or on Zoom, and we have our meeting, and you get the questions out that you need answers to. I or one of the other attorneys on my team give you all the answers you need, and that's the end, beginning to end. But usually people come to me and they have a big project they want to work on. I'm going to start a new business, or I'm going to buy a business, or I need an agreement in order to do this or that, in which case we will do that consultation for free, no charge. And then after that, you'll get a representation agreement with a fixed fee in it. Speaking of which, meeting with me, I try to make it as easy as possible. There's a phone number on my website. You can call me or text me. You have my email address. You can send me an email. We have a client portal, so if you need to send secure messages or upload large documents, then you'll get a client portal login where you can do that, and it'll be sent securely. If you want to meet by telephone, you can call me and we can talk through the matter over the phone. We can do Zoom or Google Meet or something like that if you want to do a video conference. And so I meet with people all over the world. The purpose of allowing all of these different ways of communication is because I want to make it as easy as possible for you to call me. And again, that's the purpose of this video. I want you to have clear expectations so that when you come into the office or when you contact me to schedule a virtual visit, that you know what's going to happen. And my hope is that you are not afraid to call the lawyer. Here's why you benefit from calling me earlier rather than late. And that is that some problems, they're small if we deal with them at the beginning. And then the longer we go without dealing with them, they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And what could have been a candle flame is now a dumpster fire. And I hate it when we have big problems that could have been prevented. So please, don't wait to call me. If you want to find my contact information, it's on my website, iowabusinesslawyer.com. You can reach out to me. And again, I've got several people on my team. So you can call in, talk to my paralegal, or you might even catch me or one of the other people on the phone. And we will help you set up an appointment. We'll get down your details, or you can book through the online application and do it all, even in the middle of the night when no one is available to answer the phone call. I hope to hear from you. Thank you for considering me. iowabusinesslawyer.com. See you later.